no, I was just saying, like, I think that fight I call for Shift to pack me so I can go in deep and kill the Ana.
Yeah. So right now, I don't know if in the actual match we realize that their Winston is all the way back on our Mega.
Right.
But
He's hyper throwing.
I'm looking at cooldowns.
I've been muted this whole time. I'm retarded.
Fuck champ.
Fuck champ. I'm not
Okay.
Shift. That's disrespectful.
So one thing that's important to notice, just real quick, is that your Winston. Let me actually change the color. Your Winston cannot move and has no protection other than this bubble that's here right now. So what this means is we got to get rid of that rewind that this Tracer has. So we need to immediately be putting focus onto this Tracer, not just because she has Boss Mom, but because we need to get rid of her rewind. That way she's forced to play a bit more passive, and then that allows all of us here to move this way towards our Winston, who can't move and has this trio on his back. So you all have to be able to go that way because he's in a little bit too deep. And I guess to a certain extent so is our D.Va, but I also assume our D.Va is just following our Winston, so. But yeah, so we gotta force out the rewind. The ball doesn't really fucking matter at all here because he's not doing jack shit. It's just the Tracer that's the issue. Winston, kind of ignore him. It's just a 6v5. We want to be focusing our resources here and then here. And there's the Pulse Bomb. And you have Res. But I think you jumped away because she's rewind and Winston's coming. So, June, you're now in a little bit too deep and you're going to come back. And I believe you're using rewind. Yeah, you are. So, what I want to see here is a retreat. Movement cooldowns should be coming up in about 6 seconds, I want to say. Oh, well, no, we have them. Okay, so we can all get the fuck out now. So now what I would like to say is Tracer coming back, blinking over the gap to point, and then my Winston, D.Va, and Mercy all diving literally onto our Echo. I want you to dive literally on top of our Echo. Why? So your body will stop damage from their Tracer or from their Echo, which means you can then just put all your focus into the Winston and deal with him, and then we can also use like Defense Matrix for our Echo. Another thing we can look to do here, if like let's say June were dead right now, right? What should we be looking to do? June's dead. Okay, you're dead. Unlucky. What would we be looking to do here?
Fall back to point?
Yeah, help Knight, like, either go on that Winston or just jump back to point. I don't even know if I know that the Winston is there yet, though.
Well, how do you get back to point with the Echo and the Tracer? Well, wait, what did you say about the Winston?
I don't even know if I know he's there yet.
Well,
because we didn't know he was behind
Knight should
us.
be calling for help about now. Which means
don't
you
know
don't
if
really
he
need to
was.
know where the Winston is, you just need to know where Knight is. So that's why you're diving on the Knight. You're diving on the Knight because there's no way you can actually see this Winston. Like Knight can say he's what does that call out? My side dildo? My side pillar? Like what does that call out?
I call it which
Closed courtyard?
Which side? Can you
Which
can you
side?
draw
What-
it?
Where
what do you-
Paris?
I can't see. Where Paris? Oh, I just call that kiosk usually. But you can call it whatever you want.
I don't even know what that call out is.
I don't know.
Most
just
people
call it
just call it
kiosk.
dildo.
I mean, dildo is a little much. So
True. It's just what it's called.
I mean, it's a little much though.
Like City Center, it's called the thing on point's called nipple.
I don't call it that. I just
That's what
call
it's
it
called.
the thing on point.
I would say actually bombing. would be the right option. Because bombing
Mm.
stops Tree from going over to Echo. It stops the Ana from moving forward, the D the break from moving forward, and the ball from moving forward. In fact, you'd probably just force the Echo to go behind the rock where your Winston currently is, which just means you can get back in the mech for free. But it actually stops their rotation towards you in order to enable the peel. I actually think that might be the right play.
Yeah, I guess. Could throw it like right over the fence.
Yeah. Because it just completely stops movement. And then Jay will be back in 15 seconds. So. Oy. Yeah, you can see like just getting back forces primal. We don't have the resources to heal anyone up, and they're able to just come right in. That's why I was thinking the bomb. Plus, we also might have been able to res Echo if we bomb there as well. Maybe. But I get point. Challenging the Tracer on top side of the map's good. Keeps her busy.
Were you just guys both standing still? Did I just see that?
Yeah,
Wait,
they
did
were,
I
they
just
were
see
cooling.
Maybe.
that? Fucking idiots.
So, like, what I think you should be doing here, June, is I think you should be putting pressure onto their Ana to try and force her nade or a armor pack from Brig.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can just come, like, because you, like, again, you can get your armor pack back here from your break because range, and then you can go in and pressure her and force that armor pack away from their Brig, since your team's currently coming in as the aggressor. So because your team's coming in as the aggressor, you have advantage. Because again, you're the aggressor. And you also kind of would really benefit from winning this fight, considering you're coming up on Copy and Pulse Bomb after this fight. Plus,
Yeah.
we're committing Valk as well. So I think getting rid of one of those armor packs is good because that just means we can just fully aggress in. What I don't like is how much further forward you guys are from our Brig. Let me don't know if that's like for a reason or what. No. So Shift, you didn't do anything by staying back. You didn't even like armor pack your Tracer either. So there's no reason for you to stay back. It's better for you to just get further forward and get better positioning in order to continue to assist your team. Yes, yeah.
That's Jay,
On
by the
Mercy?
way.
Oh, that's Jay. Jay, you suck.
What did I do?
I was like, I'm on Mercy. I can't.
What
I'm
did
just
I
so
do?
used to you being the break.
Yeah, the
Lol.
What did I
brig
do? What did I do wrong?
in brig jail.
Your positioning sucks.
Your positioning
how?
Okay,
sucks.
look.
Okay.
Everyone flaming.
You're walking towards bridge.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my tanks to
You-
go.
Go back.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my tanks to go so the ball doesn't come. They didn't say anything because I got booped by the ball like past 3 scrims in a row. So I'm waiting for them to scout so I can walk up. And if the ball's coming, I just hold my shield here because I've been booped by the ball and they haven't said anything like so many times. So I'm not doing that. So I'm playing like a pussy so I don't fucking die.
And you can't react to the boop.
No, because he's too fast around the wall. No way. I understand.
Okay.
Like I know, like I should just hold my shield now, but then I'm late. But I don't know. Continue. Sorry.
I mean,
I mean,
honestly,
I don't think my
Volk,
positioning is like that awful. Like I armor pack the Tracer, and I'm still in range of everyone. And then once the fight actually starts, I'll be ready. But
yeah, well, I mean, what I'm saying is that if you're gonna hang further back, you should be armor packing your tracer.
Did I not?
No,
Oh.
no armor on your
Okay.
tracer. Because if you give your tracer armor there, because like I said, June can look to be pressuring the back. Jesus Christ! None of these cards want to show up. So if June's able to pressure this backline, he's gonna need the armor pack to do that, and then that'll pull out one either their armor pack or their nade, which pulls one resource away from the fight courtyard, which is the next step, right? Because June's not gonna be able to 1v3 this, so he's eventually gonna come back in. But now that we forced one of their cooldowns before ours, they're starting down, right? Which means that any aggression from bridge is good. Now, why? Because they have 3 people on the backside of point, and we have 5 people coming across bridge. So if we distract that even more, courtyard's ours for free. They can't contest it. If they contest it, they're gonna die, and then we just completely dominate courtyard.
Yeah.
But like, we don't have any pressure. We can't get into their back line. You can't even tickle their back line, Jin. Like, even if you get even if you were still full health, you can't even tickle them. There's nothing you can do. Like, literally, there's nothing you can do to them.
Unlucky.
You can't kill either of them without a pulse bomb. So it's better for you here to just play for the peel, because you can't. You're not gonna do anything. And when I say play for a peel, I mean like literally staying back and like shooting the enemy team as they come in, like literally peeling, like you're McRae. That way, you're able to get your pulse bomb, and then you're going to be able to assault that back line. Or you're at least going to wait until your Winston's available to jump, and then you're able to go with your Winston. And again, because you're close to pulse bomb, you have pulse bomb. But because you can't do anything, there's no point. And now they swapped a Brig, which means that pretty much all of you do less damage now. So it also means they're able to go aggressive because Echo alt gen, which allows them to literally just W and E. There's literally nothing you can do about it unless you kill someone with an alt like we did. But now that it's kind of flipped, now the option of coming back in and getting kills comes back, as long as we're spacing the touches out. So I think there's, good pulse bomb here again, which then allows us all to come back. But I think this point ends up flipping back over to them, doesn't it? Or like we never take it back and they
No,
hold it.
we eventually win this fight, but then we lose the last fight because they have another touch afterwards.
But like even here, right? Like we're just not all going on the one target. So again, we're all grouped up courtyard. And like, look, you see how that Ana's rotating? When she's rotating over here, if she's here, everything here, she can't heal. Everything here, she can't heal. So you just draw an imaginary line next time, and anything here, she can't heal. Which means whatever you go on there will die, because all it can get is an armor pack. So if all of you are on it, it's gone. Going on her is good. She throws her nano onto her Echo, which is probably the smartest thing to do in this situation. And fight's pretty much over because they have things to commit and we don't. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And then this is Creedum, smile. Perfect timing. Okay, so right off the bat, I don't like all three of you going from the same direction. What I would like to see next time, maybe I should go. Yeah, let me open up top down.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so you have your Zarya and your Doom over here. You have your Rhine. Your what? It's an Ana, right?
Yeah, we run Ana Lucio.
Rhine, Ana, Lucio, and then what I would do is I would have your Kree come from server.
He'll be really late though. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I would need a Lucio boost for that.
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
then we don't have Lucio on our team though.
Yeah.
We do
I
have
don't
a
know
Lucio
about
on the
that.
team, don't we?
No, we wouldn't
No.
have Lucio with the rest of the team.
Ah, that's
we
what
need
you're
we
saying.
need it. Yeah.
So I don't think you being late here really matters, and the reason for that is that this punch is gonna waste a couple seconds of the enemy time,
Okay.
like literally.
So you want me to come from server?
Yeah.
And what
If you
would
scroll
I?
out, I can show you where you could go. Back to towards our spawn. So if you have the Lucio split between halfway between our team and June, he could speed both of them at the same time and then come back to our team.
Do you mean like here?
I mean, June could go that way, or he could go from the right door
Well, if you
and just
guys
go all
all
the way
went
from the right.
this way,
No, I think you save amp until. Well, I don't know, cause I was gonna say
doesn't
save
really
amp
matter when
until.
he uses amp. You're still to get there at the same time.
Yeah, I guess.
But if you can just split off here and go, well, I mean, you can't really go through walls, but if
Well,
you
what
split
would
off
I do
here,
once I get there?
you
Shoot them.
have the off angle,
Yeah,
flashbang.
but like, what if, like, say we're losing the fight, right? Because 5v6, and we're falling back to mini, and we have to pull out. I'm just stuck there, and I feed.
Fair. But at the same time, I feel like we also want to be aggressive with the Doom comp, right? So
Yeah.
if we're aggressive with the Doom, like punch in and like him actually getting out, that's gonna waste at least 3 seconds, what I think is more and enough time, which I think is more than enough for us for the Ryan to push forward and for you to get in position.
Okay. We can try it
But
next scrim.
at the same time, like if you're gonna move Kree with his team, then wouldn't like May be better?
Huh?
I
Right?
guess
Like if
so,
you're
yeah.
moving
I guess
Kree
that makes
to play
sense.
with his team, wouldn't like May or Reaper be better in place of the Kree then?
Yeah, I guess that
Well,
makes
yeah,
sense.
that's what I was saying. Like, why don't we just play Reaper and Doom, and then we just fucking literally just walk, like, just press W and int into them. You know?
Yeah, I think you just do that instead, honestly. Except I would still have the Zari and the Doom on the off angle
Yeah,
It's
for
of
like
that
course.
first punch.
the only time I see value in Kree is when we're losing a fight and we can kind of still contest and like stabilize a little bit and get a full team fight in. So say like they push us from their door all the way back to point and where we are right now, where Toast and I are, like in that
Yeah.
corner, and we just kind of play around like the walls or in like the mini corner, right? And to like stabilize a little bit. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only time I could see Kree being like actually really useful because I think like two scrims, like we kind of did that, and I was able to get like off angles going up
Yeah,
top
I mean
mini.
the thing with Kree though is obviously like no space, no value, right?
Yeah,
So these longer fights we have, the better, and that's why I've kind of thought about putting Kree into like some like bunker comps. Specifically, like when they're not running like when you're not playing versus like a double shield comp. Though, like if you're playing versus double shield, there's no reason to fucking play Kree. You're playing Kree, you're throwing. But like if they're playing like Orisa Diva, Orisa Hall, or some shit like that, and you throw a Kree in your spam comp, that's actually really good.
yeah.
Because Kree has really consistent damage, and your DPS is actually kind of high for a character that shoots one bullet at a time. So, yeah.
Kree actually just melts every tank with 3 headshots.
Exactly. Plus, Kree's really good at punishing off angles because even though you don't have one-shot headshot, you still poke for quite a bit of damage. So, there's that. But I think I've had you guys run a Kree Hanzo comp before, haven't I?
Kree Hanzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, once
Probably.
or twice.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
I forget what map, but yeah, I think we ran it like last scrim. Not last scrim, but last, I guess.
Yeah. All right, play. So good punch in there, good aggression here as well. The one thing I want to point out though is that if this enemy team wasn't retarded, we probably would have lost this.
Yeah, their
Because
Orisa isn't far forward enough.
that fucking
Orisa
wall was a tragedy.
Yeah. Narissa should be before the Reinhardt anyways.
Yeah.
Because if
So
she gets punched,
fun,
it's not as big of a
fun
deal.
tip. But if you ever play versus a team that's playing a Doom comp and they don't have a Mei, don't be the dumbass that just tries to tries to wall off a Reinhardt. Please, for the love of God, in this situation, wall off the Doom's retreat so he can't slam in front of his own Zarya.
That makes sense, yeah.
Or wait for the Doom punch, and then once his team aggresses, wall the aggression. Those are like your two options. Plus, if your Doom tries to like slam and you put your wall up, he's gonna land on top of your wall. He'll go over it or he'll go under. But if he's diving in there, he's either gonna land on top of it or can't go anywhere. So, yeah, their Mei just didn't know that and just tried to wall off Ryan. Maybe didn't like realize how to like react when she saw the Doom. But yeah.
Sin, I don't know if you've seen this video, but you should probably send that tonight.
What?
Okay, I need this DP video. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. He like analyzes how like Rascal uses walls, and instead of blocking off people, Rascal's getting more value by freezing like multiple targets at once.
And splitting fights with the wall
Yeah,
instead
you're
of like
essentially
choking
splitting
them.
fights and using walls to get into better positions to freeze people rather than blocking them off.
So going back to more like original Mei play.
It kind of like that, yeah.
Because the original Mei play, when you started playing Mei with Orion, back when Hero Bands first came out, your Mei was a freeze bot. Like I remember watching funny leaked VODs from Square One, and just watching their flex DPS just constantly just freeze, always trying to freeze. So I guess freeze meta is like the thing with Mei again. Then yeah.
Yeah, because freezing would actually create so much more space for us because then it lets us have more room to. Basically, they're down one target, right? If someone's frozen. So we literally just press M1 and we walk into them. They don't do anything.
Yeah,
They
maybe that's
can't do
something I don't
anything.
emphasize enough for Mei players. Is just like if they're close, freeze. Don't
Yeah,
ping
don't-
shoot thing.
Yeah.
Because like Dimes, whenever someone was in freeze range, Dimes was just freezing them. Like you would never try to like kill them unless they just needed to die. But if like he didn't have to kill them, it was just freeze constantly. All right, let's continue. So I like the off angle there. I do think that if we're gonna do that again though, like why aren't we syncing that punch with the shatter, or did we try to and just not do it well?
No, we didn't.
I'll be right back.